What's up, everybody? On my way to Woodlands Strength and Conditioning. Got about an hour or so drive from my house. It's my preferred powerlifting gym. They got all the good equipment, good lifters and spotters, and I've been training at a commercial gym in my hometown, which is actually 30 minutes away from the Woodlands, Katy, and been doing some good lifts out there. The benches are a little bit higher, so they're not really they're definitely not competition caliber, and got a heavy single on schedule for today, so definitely wanting to make the trip to Woodland Strength. And coming off the weekend, skipped Monday this week. I had a kind of a longer weekend than normal on Saturday and Sunday. Went down to the American Fitness Expo that was hosted here in Houston, and helped out at the booth with Anderson Powerlifting. And I always want to thank those guys, Ken Anderson and Kevin Pittman, for helping me out. They are one of my sponsors that helps take care of meets and flight money and things like that I need from time to time to compete. Definitely helps ease the pocketbook, and in return I help them out, and definitely believe in their products. And great company. They've been around for a long time. They help a lot of athletes, so the least I could do is help out. And while I was at the booth, met a lot of great people. A lot of y'all came by and shook my hand. Definitely good to meet you guys. I want to do a lot more of that going forward. So with that said, I was on my feet all weekend, and it doesn't sound like much, but every little thing helps when you're trying to conserve energy, and going for one rep maxes in the 600s takes a lot out of you. So I wanted to play it safe. And my big bench Monday, I decided to rest a little bit more, ice a little bit more, stretch, and just get prepared for a Tuesday workout instead. So here we are. So on the agenda today, we've got working up to a 1 rep paused single of 630 raw. So excited about that, worried about that. It's always a mind game when you're at 95% or more of your 1 rep max. But lately training has been going very, very well. I actually have been holding my weight at about 275, between 275 and 280, depending on the day. And I wanted to stay at that weight for as long as I possibly can, since I'm going to be competing at 275 come July 29th of this year, going for that all-time world record number, which is 675. But lately I've been doing pretty big meals. I don't eat necessarily all throughout the day like a lot of bodybuilders or even powerlifters say. My diet basically is based around the 3 major meal times. So I eat a pretty decent sized breakfast, I eat a decent sized lunch, and a large dinner, and then I'll snack of course throughout the day, but I don't really consider them meals. But I definitely get my calories in. Lately, in the last probably 3 or 4 weeks, my training has gone well into the 6s for doubles and triples, and my recovery time seemed to be lacking a little bit, and I'm not an advocate for really overeating to get calories in, but getting enough calories that I need just specifically to do my job, to fuel my body. So the 3 meals that I was getting, I don't think they were enough. In fact, I know they weren't enough. So I put in a 4th meal a little bit later in the evening to hold me through the night. About 10 o'clock or so is when I eat that last meal, and it's a pretty good sized portion. It's probably about 600 to 900 calories, and I wake up feeling a lot more refreshed. And I get a good night's rest no matter what anyways, but that extra meal has helped me tremendously in my recovery. which has helped me to kind of stay where I'm at in training for the next 6 or so weeks while we're going singles and doubles and super heavy. And I think that really helps. I definitely feel a lot better, a lot more recovered. I'm pretty much always sore and always tight, which is why it's just a constant battle of ice, heat, stretch, sleep, repeat. And the weight room obviously is important, but I think rest and recovery and diet are more important than what you actually do in the weight room, because it all, of course, it all matters, but it doesn't matter what you do in the weight room if you're not recovered and you're not feeding your muscles. You're just pretty much wasting your time. But anyways, I'll probably catch you guys in the weight room here in a couple minutes. Kind of excited for this. All right, guys, what's up? I like to start my workouts here with some dynamic stretching. Typically do about 10 to 15 arm circles. I rotate directions, sometimes forward and backwards, basically just based on how I feel. This really helps to get the blood flow into the muscles. I never want to go into a bench press workout cold. That's a good way to cause injury, especially with the kind of weight that I've been doing lately. I definitely don't want any shoulder impingement while I'm benching. So like I said, I like to do small arm circles. I'll do large arm circles, typically 10 to 15 rotations in every direction. Normally I do about 60 of those total, 15, 15, 15, 15. Notice I've got a band around my neck here. After my arm circles, I go into some stretching using a band as some resistance. This is basically just any band that you can grab. It gives about 10 to 15 pounds of resistance depending on how far you stretch it. Like to do some fly motion here, really open up the chest. This is almost a workout in itself. As you can see, I like to take a little break in between each one, but it really does warm everything up. Get some behind the head here. This is a tricep stretch. Turn around, show you. This really helps to get the triceps and the forearms a little bit warmer. Do probably 10 to 20 reps on each of these. And these are actually really good stretches, not just on a bench press workout, but any upper body shoulder day. I actually do some variant of these almost every day. Just stand up wherever I'm at, get a band, and just kind of go through the motions to get some blood flow. So this is all basically based on feel until I feel like my shoulders are warm enough to start with the bar, which you'll see in a minute is the first thing I always touch no matter how I'm warming up for bench. I always go through the 45-pound bar. Okay, so here we go. And as you'll see, I basically set up the exact same way for 45 pounds as I do for 645 pounds. Obviously I get a little tighter under heavier weight, but I move the bar with maximum force no matter what the poundage is. So this is kind of a feel. I go 10 to 20 reps with the bar. As you can see, I have 245s on here, one on each side, so that's 135 pounds. I typically do this for anywhere from 5 to 15 reps, just obviously based on feel, how I feel that day. If I was sitting around and I'm cold, obviously I need a little bit more reps. If it's hot in the gym, maybe I do 5 reps and I'm done. I felt like I needed to get a little bit more stretch in here, so I've taken the same band and just wrapped it around the rack there, just getting some face pulls. Feel like I need a little more shoulder warm up, so I'm just kind of pulling it back here, going 100% on feel. I know I've got a lot of questions about shoulder health and how I keep my shoulders healthy. Well, here it is right here. This is the secret. Don't ever think that I'm going to go into a bench workout not 100% warmed up. That's a great way for injury, and that's the last thing that I want. Here's some tricep and lat stretches, really engaging the lats. Some more face pulls here. And a little bit more fly and tricep. Kind of testing the waters. And on to 225. This is anywhere from 5 to 10 reps. Maximum force, always. Moving on to 315. This is where I start. Basically, I'll do 1 rep, paused, then I re-rack it, and I take 3 speed reps, touch and go, real fast. And that's just something I picked up actually from Jeremy Hornstra a couple years back. So this is 405. Wanted everybody to make sure that those are real plates. Had some knucklehead try to call me out saying I was using fake plates, so just playing that game. But on to the 405. Depending on how I feel, I typically do the same exact thing here at 405. I'll do 1 rep, paused, and 3 reps, speed reps. And like I said, I picked this up as kind of a tip from Jeremy Hornstra. He's a very good bench presser. Actually has the all-time record in 2 different weight classes, one of which I am gunning for this summer at a meet in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, July 29th. And Jeremy Hornstra himself will be there pushing for 700. So here's 5 plates, 495. And depending on how I feel at this point, I either take 1 to 3 reps or do the same scheme where I do 1 paused and 3 quick. Really just depends on what's on the agenda. Obviously, if we're doing 600 plus, the more warm up I want to do with 500. If we're doing 545, 550, I typically take this as a single. Let's see, we got looks like 555 here. This is where I typically start my exact setup that I will use for anything heavier. So a quick 555 here. Jeff, you good for a lift off? Alright, so we got 585 on the bar here. Definitely one of the last warm-ups. Felt pretty quick there. Alright, so here's the last warm-up of 6:15. Got Jeff Yonker here with the liftoff. Felt pretty quick, got a little out of the groove on that one on the 6:15. And here is 6:30. Definitely a speed rep, one of my best gym lifts right there. And felt so good, I went up 10 more pounds here. This is 6:40. Paused, a little bit out of the groove. Nailed it. Not competition worthy, but I'll take it on a gym PR. So we got 5:15, 5:85, and 6:35 in the Titan Ram from Anderson Powerlifting. Those are definitely very good for overloading. Moving on to some speed bench with 470. We've got 3 sets of 3 here. Again, speed bench, moving the bar as fast as possible. Staying tight, of course. Keeping the shoulders pinned back, scapula. All right, moving on to some chest supported rows. Typically I do these on an incline bench, either with a plate. Use what I have here. Just sit on a seated row, and this is 170 pounds, 5 sets of 5 with a 1 second pause at the top, and that's just to hold everything tight. These are great for supplementing some back strength here. One of many upper back exercises I do in a typical week of training. I typically hit upper back 4 to 5 times a week with various exercises, seal rows, dumbbell rows, plates, and onto dips. These are very awkward, mostly because of the weight. These 225 pounds here, chained up with 45-pound plates hanging between my legs there. You can't see them just out of the frame, but these are typically between the 200 and 275 to 300 range. I get to the point where I get really lightheaded just because of the internal pressure, and the blood pressure rises doing this kind of weight. But it is definitely one of the things, if I had to single out one exercise that has helped my bench grow extremely quick, it would be weighted dips. That's a 100-pound kettlebell with the remaining 125 in some chains there. Actually just had 2 sets of 6 on this, but I'm showing various angles just for the video here. Tricep strength in my bench press, obviously being very much close grip, is tremendous in gaining that extra strength, and especially for lockout. All right, we've got some dumbbell paused floor flies here. This is with 50 pounds, and the idea here is to squeeze at the top as if you're giving a big bear hug. I'm pausing at the bottom here for about a second, and really working on the pecs. This is basically the other side of the bench press, working speed off the chest, having a very strong pectoral muscle helps that explosion at the bottom of the bench press, and then obviously when it transitions into the top for the lockout, the triceps from the weighted dips take over and finish it all out. These also, even though this is typically at the end of a 4 to 5 hour workout session, pretty tired and gassed at this point, try to stay as hydrated as possible, but these feel very, very good on the stretch. So obviously, making everything tight through the other exercises, these really opened up in the chest area and really get some blood flow in there, get a nice little pump. And this is the third set of 14 reps. And believe it or not, these actually get a little easier as they go. And I start really feeling the stretch. It's definitely appreciated at the end of a workout. And last but not least, I've got some dumbbell floor paused tricep extensions, and this is with 60 pounds. The first set, I actually have 5 sets of 10 here. First set was with 60. Elbows were giving me a little bit of trouble, and just to be safe, I dropped it to 50-pound dumbbells on the second, or I'm sorry, on the last 4 sets. And these are another angle to hit those triceps on. So obviously with bench press, hit the triceps. The weighted dips hit the triceps. These nail the triceps. So just in one workout, that's 3 major exercises alone for the triceps. So as you can tell, most of my bench press success is coming from the triceps here. I don't think you can really have too strong of a tricep, especially with a close grip bench. Your limiting factor is going to be your triceps, because once you explode off the chest, it's all tricep. You don't have that explosion off the chest as if you had a wide grip, and that's for a lot of reasons. Mostly for me, it's personal preference. I feel like I get a lot more power with a tricep, dominant close grip bench. Even with long arms, I've measured them from chest to the bar. It's a good 23 inches at lockout. If I went 5 inches wider, that would actually minimize that to about 19 to 20 inches, which when you're looking at 50 to 100 pounds difference, from 650 to 700 pounds, that can multiply out to be a lot of weight there being moved for 4 to 5 inches. But like I said, once the triceps are strong enough, for me, that's definitely a preference that I have. right, that's a wrap. Pulling out, heading back home. Wonderful workout today. It was about 6 hours long. Pulled in about 1 o'clock or so this afternoon, and normally it takes me about an hour to get up to my top set, which today was 640. So definitely happy with that. Had a bunch of accessory work, obviously shown, because I'm going to put this after the end of the video. So all in all, good bench day today. Going home to get a nice big dinner in me, get some calories to rest up and recover. Probably going to sit on some ice tonight, ice the elbows and shoulders. They're actually not bothering me too much right now. The elbows were bothering me a little bit towards the end of the workout. I had to drop the dumbbell weight on the tricep extensions to the 50s, but other than that, everything seemed to be pretty well. Go pretty well. The workouts normally don't take that long as far as my bench days, but today was a little bit heavier than I normally go, so I gave myself ample rest in between sets. The plan is still to do the Alabama meet in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, in July, at the end of July, July 29th. Looking real forward to competing with a couple of good guys. I'm not sure if Julius Maddox is going or not, but that would be really cool. He's a super heavyweight going for 700. Currently sitting at 677, I believe. Jeremy Hornstra, currently in 242 weight class, has the all-time world record at 242. I believe it's 661 or 667, and has also the 275 weight class record at 675. Robert Wilkerson, who's also a super heavyweight, as a 600 plus bencher, great guy. He will be at the meet, so looking forward to that. We're sitting, I think it's about 6.5 weeks out or so. Pretty happy with how today went. We got to adjust programming going forward and basically in a meet prep. So excited to see kind of how we're going to formulate this going over. Deload is next week, and then after that, we've got about 5 weeks of good training. So I would just say that I am peaked, or will be peaked and ready right for that meet, and feel very confident going into it. If the record is at 275 and I'm at 275 at that day, then I'm definitely going for it. There is a chance that I may just go all out and do 308 and not really worry about my weight class sitting at 275 in order to push some even heavier weight than just 675. Definitely a possibility. Nothing is going to be off the table. Obviously going forward, we'll see how things feel. Sitting at 275 right now, 640 flew up. A little bit of a snag on the groove, but definitely felt very, very strong. Don't feel like I struggled at all today. So stay tuned, and please like, subscribe. Please comment below any questions that you have. You can definitely find me on Instagram at Instagram/swimhack. And I'm also on Facebook, James Strickland Powerlifter. Please feel free to shoot me any questions that you have. I'll try to get back to just everybody that has the time to comment or ask me questions. Don't want to be untouchable in any way. I know there's a lot of guys out there that don't necessarily get back to their fans and their followers. I am not one of those guys. I will answer pretty much every question that you have. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and also hit me up on Instagram for daily training videos at SwimHack. Thanks.